All right, welcome back to Positive Living with Lolo. I am Lolo, and I have my great friend Zay with me.
How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing good.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
So Zay, I actually met him at a Cincy Secret show, and he came up to me and asked if I had managed Y&L.
Right, you look like a manager.
I've always been a manager, but not for musical artists or something.
Yeah, you look like you was, when I saw you, I saw you with them a few times. I was like, is that they manager?
Yeah, he legit approached me on Sunday and be like, hey, I'm Zay. You manage them? And I'm like, no. I'm just their friend.
You had that aura about you, though.
Yeah.
You had that
Everybody
business
says
aura.
that I could do it, but...
You definitely could.
Maybe. But, yeah, so I met you there, and then we were going to do you guys were doing a podcast that never came to kind of be put out.
Yeah,
but
we had a few episodes. It was called The Shy Guys, me and my boy Gianni, which you know.
Yeah, but then I helped you with
No Horseplay.
No Horseplay, which never came. But it was actually an amazing experience, and regardless of what happened with that experience, it was a big learning experience, and actually got me here because you were like, we had talked before about wanting to do podcasts, and you had your idea with Gianni and Olympia, and just kind of, I was there to shoot like behind the scenes and footage on the camera and stuff. And that led me to feel like I can definitely do this shit. Like,
yeah, like I'm a big believer of like bringing the energy together.
Yeah.
So when I asked you, I don't know if you remember, you was like, what you want me to do? I was like, just be there for real.
Yeah.
Like, I just want you there. Like,
that's exactly what Jose Reese does. I'll be like, what do you want me there for? Just be there. I'm like, okay, what am I?
It's that vibe.
What am I supposed to do? But okay. But yeah, I really appreciate that because that really, like, that was really a moment where I remember we went to the hotel next door and we were just walking and talking, and I'm like, dude, I really want to do this. Like, I might just start my own. And then I was like, fuck it, I'm going to start. And then I did my first 2 episodes, which you guys were there to help me record, you and Amber. And even Amber, your girlfriend, was a part of one of the episodes with Dawn. And we did the dance scene. So, yeah, that was lit. But honestly, like, you're a big part of why I'm here today and why people have gotten to come on this show and all of that. So
it's truly an honor to be a part of something, historical, a story like yours, just because I've seen it from the roots.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm all about, people like really planting those seeds and, watering them, whatever it is. Whatever it is, just put it in the ground and stick with it.
I love that. So that, speaking of seeds, leads us into something that you're doing. So you do music, you also do behind the scenes stuff, and you also do acting. But you have a new series coming out, which is going to be an Instagram series?
Yeah, I'm calling it an Insta series. It's going to premiere on Instagram. Instagram gives you a minute clips, on your timeline. So I'm like, people, attention span lately is really short.
Yeah.
We have the option to click off and on things really quick. Right. And if you don't grasp people's attention within that first 10, 15 seconds, you lost them.
Right.
Because they got 1,000 other options to choose from. And, I'm like, how could I really bring all my artistic talents together?
Right.
Doing music, I've done poetry, acting. I've done all types of things, but I never really found that one thing that would bring them all together.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I think Seed Theory is that. And putting it on Instagram over a amount of time, it'll be 7 episodes for this first chapter. And each episode is a minute long. So I'm calling it Insta Series, and every episode is called an Instasode.
Okay. Instasode.
Yeah.
Okay. You came up with that?
Yeah, I just made it up. I was thinking about hashtags. I'm like, I want my own hashtags. People don't use these hashtags. So hashtag Instasode, hashtag Instaseries, hashtag Seed Theory.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Thank you.
So what I would call you is just an all-around creator. I mean, an artist for sure, but you really create anything out of nothing.
Yeah, I'm a creator. Like, I really am. I mean, I think my Instagram bio is like random. I think what it says random because I'm really random. I know when people come on my page like, who is he? What does he do? I don't really share too much of my personal life. just because I feel like social media is a place to express yourself.
Right.
It really is, you know
Right.
what I mean? Like I think back when you think of MySpace,
Yeah.
like you know when you could manipulate the programming and have your own little flash beta pictures
Yeah.
flash, and remember you can
Yeah.
like create your own wall on there. I think that's where it started.
Yeah.
And I think now Instagram is just like it's multiplied it to
Right.
where now you can do so much with your phone.
Right.
So this whole series is literally created on my cell phone, like
Which is
created
amazing.
shot with an iPhone, yeah. And it looks pretty. It looks really good. Actually,
No, it looks
really good.
really good.
Thank you,
Like
thank
it's
you.
like HD shit. Like it's really good,
Yeah.
bro.
Did my work research, went on YouTube. I'm like, how can I shoot from an iPhone, because I want to be able to have the iPhone. I want to be able to have pretty much my studio in the backpack.
Right.
I've recorded songs off an iPhone. I've shot this whole series off an iPhone.
Right.
You connect on an iPhone.
Right.
You find love on your iPhone.
Right.
Shout out to iPhone.
Right.
So it is what it is. So I decided to just create this to be able to show my talents. Directly straight from production to consumer.
Okay. I love that.
No middle parts.
So how do you, when you're trying to create and things like that, how do you stay positive when you're having a rough day and you're really trying to create something like an episode for the C Theory? Like, what do you do? I know, actually, we should talk about your running, breathing, all of those things, because I think that that's a part of why you're here today, too.
That's a fact. Like, so I think my journey started probably about 10 years ago, honestly. I was in church heavy, just because that's where my mom had me.
Mm-hmm.
So like my connection to the spiritual realm, to the energetic realm, the vibe realm was church. It was the Holy Bible, it was Jesus Christ. But then as I started to experience new people and started to diversify my friendships, I lived everywhere. I never was really stable, as far as my living situation. I moved around a lot as a kid, so I know people from Mason, Lincoln Heights, Springdale, Hamilton,
Right.
downtown, because we just moved so much, and I was always an outsider, because when
Right.
you come into someone else's
Right.
territory, you're the new thing.
Right.
So I've always just been the new kid wherever I went. So I had that vibe, that new kid vibe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, who is he?
Yeah.
I've been here the whole time.
Right.
It's just a new kid vibe, and that kind of helped me because it allows you to be like looking from the outside in.
Yeah.
And that outside in visual is like one of the best visuals, because when
Right.
you're in like a herd per se, you can't really see a lot.
Right.
You know what I mean? But when you're on the outside, you can see like, okay, there's the danger coming.
Right.
I see what's affecting that culture. I see
Right.
what's affecting that neighborhood. I see what's affecting that school, because you're on the outside.
Right.
You know what I mean? You're careless, and you're emotionally detached. So
Right.
that brought me to wanting to be emotionally attached, because I learned like, okay, that's how you make connections with people.
Right.
Because I always grew up like, I don't have friends. You know what I mean? That's the downfall of it, is everyone else is like, oh, I got a lifelong friend that I've been friend
Right.
with since elementary. I'm like, yeah, I moved around. I went to like 7 different elementaries.
Right.
So it's like I never had that friendship. So as I got older, I was like, well, you can't let that be your excuse. You
Right.
got to start developing those relationships. And it's very slow with me. Like those emotional connections is a hard thing for me was a
Right.
hard thing for me at first. And then it came to like, why is it a hard thing? And once I found out what that reason was just because of my own insecurities.
Right.
Like I said, being a new kid all the time,
Right.
being on the outside all the time. It's hard being that one person walking to 100 people and saying, hey, I'm Isaiah.
Right. Right.
You know what I mean? Because then you're going to face that like, okay,
Right.
you don't care.
Right.
We're content.
Right.
We don't need you, bro. Like, you know what
Right.
I mean? You're like, oh, let me go to this group.
Right.
I'm Isaiah. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So, that forced me to really get into the place of being comfortable with, honestly, being, I don't want to say neglected, but, like being like put on the outside.
Yeah.
Like it helped me learning, like, so like I said, I started in church, being raised in church. Like, okay, prayer is a big thing in the Christian. That's how you pretty much
Right.
get from point A to point
Right.
B is prayer. I did a lot of prayer. It wasn't working for me.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, okay, I'm praying, and you start hearing like, well, it's you got to have action as well.
Right.
Okay, I'm having action. Like I started my first company when I was 18. I got my entrepreneurship licensing. We had a little certificate we got. It was like back when I was 18. Me and my best friend decided to do it. and it was over there where in Jordan Crossing where Swift and Commons used to be. It was like a government funded thing. Like, hey, you want to be an entrepreneur? Come sign up. We'll fund it. And that was like my first look into the entrepreneurial world.
Right.
You know, had some setbacks and stuff, but I always knew that I was going to have to create something that was going to be able to tie my talents, because no one else was going to create that for me.
Right.
So, you know, it forced me to get into meditation, because I wasn't finding that holistic release just from one religion.
Right.
You know what I mean? I wasn't seeing that. I was seeing, once again, because I was the new kid all the time, I was able to identify herds. I was able to identify cultures. I was able to also identify that church was just another herd, another culture, just another thing.
Right.
I was like, okay, God, now I'm really lost.
Right.
Now, like, where do I go? And you start seeking.
Right.
So I remember 10 years ago just picking up a book about yoga and meditation. I took Tai Chi one time. You know, I was like, let me just do some Tai Chi.
Right.
And, you know, things that were looked at as like, oh, you can't do that because that's the devil. As Christians call a lot of things. If it's unexplainable, or if it doesn't fit with our traditions, it's the devil. You know what I mean? So I was always scared to do it, but once I was like, you know what, I give up. Like, I'm already lost. Right. So I might as well just be nomadic. Right. And, you know, picked up how to meditate, got my breathing in order.
How long did breathing take you to, like, master?
I haven't mastered it yet. Yeah. And it's been 10 years. So, you know, I was a smoker heavy. Yeah. So, you know, like, going out for runs and stuff like that, it was impossible because you're a smoker. You'll reach your height and then you know what I mean? Like, you can't go past that threshold because you're smoking. Or I've been overweight a lot of my life, you know what I mean? So it was like, you know, breathing was something that you had to learn. Like, I had to learn it. Right. You know, learn how to breathe through my nose. And at first it was just breathing to, like, do athletic things because you're young, you want to keep up on a basketball court. But then I start learning that breathing is actually very instrumental to the production of your brain waves and how your body operates, slowing down your heart and lining up your heart rate with your breathing to, you know, put you in a confident place. And when I say confident place, I mean just a place that is just like 100. Yeah. I call it the 100 place, the 100 club. Like it's just at 100. It's at its peak. You know what I mean? And breathing takes you there. No matter where you are in life, no matter if you're, like I said, if I was a smoker, or if I was overweight, or if I was doing shit I wasn't supposed to be doing, you know what I mean? That breathing always brought me back to a place, and that's when I really started learning, like, oh, it's within me. Yeah. Because you have no choice to know, but to know that it's within you once you breathe. Like, this is my breath. You know what I mean? This is my breath. Like this is no one else's breath. Nobody else's. It's your breath. Right. You know what I mean? And so I haven't mastered it. You know, I understand it. I welcome it. I put effort into understanding it, but I haven't mastered it yet because I just don't feel like you can master breath. It's like you don't even really control it if you think about it. You're like, you know what I mean? Like, what if there's people that are like so conscious that they can control their breathing though? I believe there's people like that. I do. I wonder how long that takes. Well, you can. Like, you can. There are people. I have. There's this dude named Wim Hof. You ever heard of him? Mm-hmm. He's a bad man. They call him the Iceman. Some white dude be running around butt naked up in Russia, like in a cold, 30-degree below zero type weather, but he survives by like having these breathing techniques. If you look him up on YouTube, Wim Hof, look it up. Like Wim Hof, Wimhof. I don't know if he's Russian for real, but he's something where he be up in the Arctic. He can survive out there, dive into like Arctic waters and hold his breath underwater for 20 minutes and then meditate on an iceberg for another day. And he got people, got followers and stuff. So these are modern Jesus, like modern day Jesuses. Like, we all are modern day. Yeah, Jesus. I know. Don't even get me into that conversation. So, right, that's a whole other conversation because I would be just like, whoa. Because I feel like it's crazy what the human can actually do when they set their mind to it. Like, when you watch things on, like, monks and stuff, these motherfuckers can wrap a rope around their neck and hang from it. Full body just hanging,
sitting just like this,
Peaceful.
with a rope around their neck, by their head, like hanging.
Peaceful. See, if that doesn't let you know that like this physical realm isn't the more the opus of life,
right?
It's not. Like this realm, this physical realm of me and you being able to touch each other and feel this light, which is hot as fuck, right? But all this stuff, this pillow, like this ain't even
right.
the base of anything. Like your
right.
breath, your ability to go within,
right,
is where it's at. You
right.
know what I mean? So
it's amazing. That's really incredible.
That's what seed theory initially will go into.
Okay.
You know, I'm all over the place. This is my first interview too, but
yeah, let's talk about that. Like, we talked about it being called like things, but we didn't really talk about what seed theory is. And I mean, really, that's why we're here, because you have the premiere for it on August 15th, and then in September it'll drop.
Yep, it'll drop. It can drop whenever, man. I'm honestly just going with how things come. Like, so I had the premiere planned out and set for earlier, but then like I'll go on YouTube and start studying like how to, like I'll type in like how to grab your demographics attention. You know what I mean? Just learning what marketing people are learning, like, because marketing is deep. To the point where they know what colors to put in Facebook's icon to make you be like, oh, I need Facebook, like watering out the mouth for Facebook because of a damn color. Like, look that up, Google that. Like, why they chose the blue, light blue for Facebook. Yeah, it's deep. So there's people that go to school.
Because I love blue.
There's people that go to school. The sky is blue. When you see a blue sky, how do you feel?
Really happy.
And Facebook is the color, literally, of the sky.
Interesting.
But yet, it's a place where a lot of drama goes on.
Yeah, see, that's why I like this.
Reels you in. So, forget what I was talking about, but yeah.
Seed theory being, what is it about?
Oh, yeah, so seed theory seed theory is something I created. Like, I am a weirdo. It's nothing new. Like, I studied, like, Einstein, Kant, who is a scientist as well, philosophers, Aristotle, people in that area, like people that like are like pop culture though. Like, don't get me talking about people that I don't really know too much about, but like those names were the names that I knew were like famous names, and it got me into like understanding why people were philosophical. Right. Like people were philosophical because like human nature is to question. Right. Like your prefrontal lobe is the newest part of your brain, which is the part of the brain that questions everything. Right. You know what I mean? So, that's who I am. I'm just a person that questions everything. And what seed theory brings is it's not an answer, it's literally just a formula of how to pretty much put something into the ground, into a soil, and watering it to fruition. You know what I mean? Before that, there's always a tilling of the ground. Like the ground, like you can't plant a peach in the Arctic Circle. It just doesn't work like that. There's a certain area for that. So seed theory also is the theory of finding the right place to plant and understanding why you plant, whether that's a woman, a relationship, a job, whatever it is, like finding, is this the type of land that will take this type of seed? And then also finding what that seed is, and putting it in there and sticking with it, and just knowing that the rest of the work is done by the universe. When I plant that seed, all I have to do is water. I don't have to go into the seed and put in the algorithm and say grow corn. It just does it. There's 3 simple steps. Plant, water, watch. And that's really all seed theory is. And it's a psychological theory. It's a psychological thriller. It follows a young man named Benjamin who was an orphan as a child. And as an orphan, he was given seeds at the age of 6 from his biological mother. He had those seeds. He had a friend by the name of Isabella who was like a sister to him, kind of like a girlfriend, because they weren't blood sisters, but they grew up together. They just kind of stuck by each other. They just had that pure almost like soulmate type of love growing up. And he goes into the woods. He throws these seeds because he gets in an argument with Bella, who doesn't understand. That's also the backline story of that, is no one else will ever understand why you're planting these seeds.
Right.
You know, no one else will say, like, why is he out there digging at 7 in the morning, 6 in the morning, 4 in the morning, trying to put that seed right there? It'll never work. Like, no one ever will understand your seeds or why you're planting a garden, or, you know what I mean? Like, okay, he's just trying to get fed, which translate to today might be he's just trying to get attention, or he's just trying to get followers on Instagram. When in actuality, I'm just trying to water and grow something. You know what I mean? I'm trying to get on some, what is it, John and the Beanstalk? What's the dude? Jack and the Beanstalk type stuff. I'm trying to, you know what I mean?
John
like
and the Beanstalk.
having on, I really believe John and the Beanstalk. Hey, I'm trying to be on some John and the Beanstalk type stuff. You know what I mean? Plant what I need to plant.
You know it's Jack, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I know it's Jack.
Making sure.
Oh Lord, I know it's Jack.
I'm like sitting here listening to this. I'm like, shit, we shouldn't even air this episode. This theory's too fucking good.
Oh, come on.
This theory's too good, bro. I don't want somebody to steal it from me.
From me? See?
Yeah. No, but you really need to do something, like, just protect yourself, because this is a really good, like, this is life, and this is, I feel like people are really quick to steal something, and I feel like you need to make sure that you're protecting this vision, because this storyline and stuff, it could be so endless, and it could go on, and it's so deep that, I don't know, I'm excited for you, but I'm also scared for you, because I don't want somebody to take your shit before you legitimize every bit of it.
I mean, I have my business, opens of August, it's LLC. I mean, that's it right now. Like, you know, if you have anybody have information on how to, like, patent, like, an actual theory, like an algorithm, a formula of some sort, because I have it all written down. Like, you know, I have things written down on how I see. Like I said, like I look at Einstein and see how he had E equals MC squared. You know what I mean? And I look at that and I say, okay, like that little formula, those 3 letters literally is the world. Like that's the world. You know what I mean? Energy
I don't
equals,
understand any of that.
Energy equals mass. You know what I mean? Like everything is energy.
Yeah.
So this is pretty much what it is. Like everything is energy. Everything is vibrating at a certain frequency to keep it whatever it is. Like this cloth vibrates at a certain frequency to make it a cloth, whereas the whole entire universe is only created off of, like, I don't even know, like 3 different elements, like 3 different things, like which come from the sun. So everything that you see from this light, our body, even your spirit, your breath, even the breath is new. You know what I mean? Is even atoms being put into the air and communicating with the space, you know what I mean, and vibrating in space. Like everything is everything. Everything is everything. Everything just vibrates at a certain thing. So I mean, I feel you, like, you know what I mean, I want to like hook up with a physicist or something, you know, somebody who studied physics, like a real doctor, so I can understand it, because I want to be able to really know it mathematically. Like see theory, you know what I mean, like planning, but it all comes to your mind, like really the law of attraction, you know what I mean? Putting something in your mind and bringing it to fruition just by the power of faith, the power of prayer, or just the power of thought. You know what I mean? But I think we're good though. I think it's under the radar. It's gonna be weird to people. I'm not like, oh, this is what I'm doing, everybody. Like, just watch it. You know what I mean? You'll see. You know, it's entertaining. It'll leave you like, oh, what's going to happen next? That's all it really is. Like, first 2 seasons is just really purely entertainment. I don't plan on getting into like the depth of things until like the 3rd season, to when I really have people that want to come on board and really, because I'm all about like learning for real at this point. Like, show me the cinematography side. You know, how to actually do a storyboard, put the story together. Right now, I'm just freelancing it. And it's really good where it is right now. You know what I mean? So, but I'm willing to bring people in. Nobody's going to steal it. We got to be positive.
How many episodes are going to be per season? Do you know?
7.
Okay.
It'll be 7. Like I said, every episode is 1 minute long. The final the season finale is 2 minutes long.
Okay.
I don't know. I just see them doing that on TV, so I was like, let's just have a longer season finale. 2 minutes. You know what I mean? Like, I'm learning Instagram right now because Instagram is the platform.
Yeah.
Like, you have Twitter, you have Snapchat, you have Facebook, you have other platforms that are rising, but Instagram is probably the benchmark right now.
Yeah.
I mean, Facebook owns Instagram, so all the resources that Facebook have for, I mean, it just came out what they like charge $6 billion they got to pay to the government for releasing our images, our privacy, all that information. They were giving it away to people who buy data. Data is the new currency, whereas money used to be the currency.
Right.
It's data. It's how much of your information can I get, because the more I know about you, the better I can sell to you.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's what it's all about right now.
Yeah.
So that's why Instagram is literally the benchmark, because it's literally all pictures.
Right.
Don't give you much time to try to vent and talk to and write a post about why you going through what you're going through with your baby mama. It's literally just pictures.
Yeah.
And I mean, you can go on Instagram right now and you swipe, you're going to find something that you're intrigued by. Right. Because we're visual creatures. Right. You know, the majority of us. Right. There's blind people, but that's still like a niche community. Right. When you look at the world. So I felt like Instagram was just the best place to really try to learn, master it. I'm trying to learn and master it. Like, I didn't even got into let me grow followers. I'm just trying to learn, how do they do their algorithms? How come I see these posts first? You know what I mean? Stuff like that. Right. Stuff like that.
I like that. You are definitely like a researcher. You get down, you teach yourself and things like that. Mm-hmm. I think it's really dope. All the people that I surround myself with, y'all are like creators, really smart, really self-motivated, go-getters. Like, I fucking love it. It's so dope.
Yeah, I mean, that's who you are, though. I mean, people gravitate to you that way. I mean, it's obviously you're doing something right. You're doing something right.
I hope so, because y'all be making me feel like I'm not.
I mean,
because y'all be doing so much.
That's what I'm saying. This is yours. Like, this is your show.
Yeah, but
I'm just here.
I know that I'm not honestly. I know, but y'all really be doing like some dope shit, so it just is intimidating sometimes. So like, dude, I need to keep up. I need to get on my shit.
Nah,
y'all be keeping me on my feet.
You're doing good. Yo, shout out to your set now.
Yeah.
Like, you didn't, I'm on a floating carpet. Like, my leg done fell asleep because I'm trying to stay on this motherfucker so I don't fall 3,000 feet down. So, it's like, this is lit. Like, it's literally lit because you have real lights and a mic and you have a camera guy that's down for you. And this is a beautiful thing to watch and see. So, this is my motivation to see growth.
Yeah, but you were mine, so it's all about
it. We're
definitely.
going to keep doing it.
Yeah.
We're going to keep doing it. That's how ladders build. You know what I mean?
Yes.
We're going to keep doing it.
Do you have any, piece of advice for, you're a dad, too. You got a daughter.
Yes.
And you also work a full-time job managing a hotel. So, do you have any advice for creators who are parents on top of, full-time employees on top of entrepreneurship?
Plant the right seeds. It don't have to look like what you think it should look like. That's what I'm learning. Every day when I wake up and I say, oh, this is what my day should look like, I pretty much expect it to not look like that. Yeah. And I'm learning. It took a while to get there. And the reason I'm there now is it came down to me planting those seeds within myself. That first seed, knowing that I gotta get my body together. You know what I mean? I've been working out, running. It's been like a 2-year journey in that.
Yeah.
Just deciding, you know what? I'm gonna be active.
Yeah.
I want to be an athlete.
Right.
Why can I not be an athlete? Because I'm not making $1 million in the league.
Right.
I should still be able to be an athlete.
Right.
I should be able to keep up with elite people. You know what I mean? The word elite means that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I should athlete. You know what I mean? Elite. Like, I want to be elite. I want to be lit. I want to be light on my feet. You know what I mean? I want to be closer to the light. And how you get closer to the light is eliminating pretty much anything that does not serve you. So every time I'm sweating, I know that I'm eliminating some energy that does not serve me. Yeah. Toxins in my body, weight, fat is burning off of me, and I know that I'm relinquishing it to the world and returning it to the universe, and I'm going to be able to feel myself.
Right.
So then that brings in meditation. So you work out, get your body together. Your body's important. Your mind's important. It all works together. Working out releases chemicals you can't release any other way.
Right.
You know what I mean? You can't release chemicals by just sitting there watching other people do their thing.
Right.
Like, you have to get in the gym, you know what I mean? You have to get active. You have to go out for walks. You have to get out in nature, because your body is a real thing.
Right.
You know, and I think that's what's happening now is like, you know, we're tricked by the media and all these gadgets, because it's like, okay, I can watch other people do things. Like, I watch my daughter, speaking of my daughter, like, she'll watch a kid cook cookies for an hour. I'm like, hey, let's go cook our own cookies.
But that's a new thing with kids.
It's new.
It's weird.
It's just evolved from what we used to. Like, we'll watch Kim K, right? They'll watch Kim Kardashian. Like,
yeah, I mean,
put her
I
makeup
wasn't.
on. Like,
yeah, I guess I wasn't in that. I guess I never caught on to that, like, whole thing of, like, watching other, like, reality TV isn't my thing.
Yeah.
And, like, so I guess I never really caught on to that part, and then just, like, now kids, like, just want to watch other kids play outside. They, online, though, like, I was watching this show the other day. Can I just tell you, this lady has a YouTube, and she puts a fake baby in front of the camera and then tells about what the baby is doing, and then what the baby is about to do, and then takes the baby to the park and, like, pushes it in the swing and everything. And this is a fucking YouTube channel. I'm dead ass serious.
Oh yeah, I already know. It's weird.
So
it's weird.
Pushing the baby doll, and these kids are literally watching this woman play with her baby doll outside.
Yeah, that's weird. I know. It's weird but that's the thing too I'm learning is that, okay, it's weird to us, and we're almost like sounding like our grandparents, like, what are the young kids doing?
Right.
I don't know what's gonna happen or what they're on to. It just doesn't seem to be like a mind, body, soul thing anymore.
Right.
It's more like, it's all like manipulation.
Right.
Almost like just manipulation of the mind specifically.
Yeah.
But now technology is a little weird too, where they can like manipulate the body through gadgets and surgery and things like that. So it's like no one's really working for it. So it has to be work. Like that's just how it works. Like you like things have to be broken down in your muscles to be rebuilt. Like your brain has to go through stress to get smarter. Right. It is what it is. Like I think that's what's happening. It's like it's an elimination of that. I don't know. So like there's a conspiracy out there like WWW means like 666 and it's like the demon and the beast. Like I like the internet. Yeah. I think it's actually one of the better things that's happened to the world. Yeah. But just like anything, just like discovering the uses of heroin was great for at one point can be used to to demolish a nation, to demolish human beings as well. But but just get back to your question though, like staying on top of stuff is creating like those different routines, and my routines change sometimes. Like I'll get heavy into where like I gotta be in the gym 4 times a week. That's my goal. Right. Like, and I have to do it. Right. And doing it just gives me a feeling of accomplishment, which allows me to go to work with a confidence. Right. To build teams at work, to be a manager, to manage people, and honestly when you're managing people, you're not like necessarily just managing bodies, you're managing emotions. Right. You're managing outlooks, right? How they look at the day, you know what I mean? Like, hey, today's going to be positive. Like, we're going to be good. Right. And when you have to put that type of energy into it, and it starts with just getting your body together. I wish I could say eating right, because I'm getting there where I'm eating a lot better. But for me, it was like portions. Like I would just eat because I'm big and I just want to feel. And I'm like, okay, what's that? Then you go into researching that, and like, oh, you're feeling because you're emotionally desolate of this. I'm like, oh shit, I don't want to be one of them emotionally desolate people to just be eating just because of that. Like, let me just slow down on my eating. Like, and you learn, like, okay, I do feel better when I don't stuff myself with food. Just simple things like that. You know what I mean? I do feel better when I'm going for my runs and my oxytocin chemicals is pumping and my dopamine is
Yeah.
going, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I feel a little bit better, like I can get in my chi, in my zone,
Right.
you know, and that helps me with just being a parent, just dealing with people, you know what I
Right.
mean? You know, going to work, just trying to just staying with a positive attitude. It just helps, man, just getting myself together, doing my body, breathing, meditating. Those things are like necessities to me.
Right.
Necessities to me, and they're simple.
Right.
Like, I don't. No shots against incense and sage. I have them. I have sage like featured in a few of my episodes because I do feel like there are certain ingredients in the world, plants that can really, you know, cross over to that spiritual realm and make some stuff shake and move. But it's not that deep for me. It's like just finding a space to get to your space. Close your eyes, find your breath.
Yeah.
And you can do that anywhere.
Yeah.
You know, you do that anywhere. And I'm like, okay, if I can meditate anywhere, like why, like just like you can pray anywhere. You can be praying while you're walking down the street. You can pray while you're in a basketball game. Like, you know what I mean? You might be Steph Curry. You might be going up for that 3-point to win the game. You might just be like, God, you know what I mean? If it's meant to be, it's going to be, God. But you're giving me all the strength, God. And I'm going to take all that strength and I'm going to put it into everything I know about hitting this shot. So, the light just went out.
That's okay.
Look, you got the behind the scene people jogging from backstage. Look at that. Hey. You done leveled up. You got a whole production going on. This is lit. Whole production. So.
That's my guy. I love him. Okay, so do you want to let them know where they can follow you at?
Infinitely Zay on Instagram. Isaiah Campbell on Facebook. I'll work on getting all my platforms together, but like I said, right now for me it's just about like planting the seed. I'm not really looking for attention. I'm not really honestly trying to like just build for no reason. Like I want to actually just meet people that I really connect with, people that I really vibe with, and let's like put something together. And let's dream big. Like, you know what I mean? No matter how old you are, how young you are, how big the idea is, feel free to, you know, reach out to me. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, we can sit down, have a cup of coffee, kick it, vibe, bounce off each other. If it turns into something that goes into a foundation or something, that's fine. If it doesn't, I'm not tripping either, man. Like, we just all need to be like rubbing elbows with good people.
That's facts. When I first met you, we started doing meetings, and dude, I just the other day was going through one of my notebooks and I had like notes from a couple of our meetings. Lit. We were talking about some shit.
That's what it's about.
We were getting deep, and I had so much stuff written out, and I'm just like, wow, like it's really amazing how just the connections and just the people, and man, our music scene is lit, because that's where I've met so many amazing people. It really is,
like, though. It really is. It's underrated, honestly.
It is, and I've met so many amazing people in our music scene, and it's just like, I fucking love y'all so much. Yeah,
and I was, like I said, I was circulating in that time because I was planning to put out a EP, and I was like,
which you really should still do, because your music is lit.
Yeah, I got some music, and I will. For me, it was like, honestly, once I saw the hustle it takes to be a musician, I ain't gonna lie, like I'm going around looking at the people like, and you see how hard they're hustling, and they still ain't got it.
Yeah.
That's an eye opener. Then you see the people who are hustling and still are getting it. You see, like, there's no win or there's no guarantee that you're going to win in anything. And once I found that out, I was like, okay, let me just put all my talents together anyways and just throw it all out there, because there's no guarantee that I'm going to win in film, or I'm going to win in just being on interviews and sharing my story or putting out music. It was like, let me put it out. But it all came from watching that whole scene. Yeah. I think it was like almost like a good 6 month span. I remember I was going to like every show, meeting people, tagging. I was like, okay, and I took a step back. I was like, okay, let me get myself together real quick, because when I come back, I'm coming back with a package. Yeah. So when I come out with an EP, it's gonna be, now I got filmmaking. I went through the filmmaking scene, which we have a big, which is also a good scene in Cincinnati as well, which I think they should start to intermingle for real, because just as much as the music scene in Cincinnati is corroborating on a lot of things, the film scene in Cincinnati is growing and starting to corroborate on a lot of things. And the benefit of the film scene is that Hollywood has already really taken attention to that.
Right.
Whereas music, it's like everyone is doing music right now. It's like a lot of people are doing music, but when you can really get behind that camera, you can learn lighting, you can learn, first of all, you got a job. And then you ain't got to move to LA anymore because guess what? They're shooting here in Cincinnati now. So if you can really find a way to get your directorial debut and also learn how to work a camera and also learn how to work the green screen, the lighting, you already got to plus up because then when they come here and they got $1 million check to pay y'all, you getting a good 50 stacks of that. You good for a good 6 months with that 50 stacks, pay your bills off. Okay, then I can hit the studio. You know what I mean? And create something. So I think that's probably the most important thing. Is just really just finding the best way to monetize what you got going on. For me, it's just having a job really that I enjoy that's teaching me leadership because I know that's like my calling is to like influence people, not necessarily influence in a way of like, I got this color on today, guys. Y'all all got to wear blue like me. But more influencing like you said, just coming to a meeting. That meeting was lit. Now when you conduct your own meetings, you know how to conduct your meetings. You know the type of stuff you want to discuss in meetings, and that's the type of things I'm really into.
Right.
Yeah, but you can find me. You said.
Yeah. Because
it's Leo season too, man. And you know Leos, bro. We be in some tangents. We go, man. My baby mama always say, "Well, you long-winded."
As fuck, bro. I can be too.
Just long-winded.
Yo, I was dating a Leo and he was. I'm just.
You a Leo too, right?
But I feel like I can talk, but I allow other people to talk.
Right.
I'm like good at allowing other people to talk, but man, Leos can talk.
We can talk. I can talk, what?
Do you have a small bladder?
How do you know when you have a small bladder or not? Where do I go and get that test?
You just have to pee a lot?
Yeah, okay, I pee a lot.
Okay, so there was this
weird, bro.
There was this meme the other day that was like, it was like a car coming in, right? And it was like, oh, here comes them. Pull over, gotta pee ass Leos. And I was like, dude, legit, like me and all my Leos have to pee all the time, bro. All the time. I was weak as hell, like wow, Leo memes be on point.
I definitely gotta pee all the time, bro. I drink a lot of water though. Leos, we just thirsty for real.
Right.
We just need water. We thirsty for life. We just thirsty. Like we just be needing to consume. You can't handle the a lion's appetite is huge.
Facts.
You know what I mean? Like we just have huge appetites like that. We want to consume. You know, that's why if we get into something we research, man, we can go down a rabbit hole and get lost.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We can get lost. So
big facts.
That's just how we made.
Facts. Well, I really appreciate you coming on.
Thank you.
I love you so much. I appreciate your presence in my life and in the scene, period. I mean, you're one of those people that walk in and you give everybody hugs. You know, spread joy, love, smiles, all of that. So I appreciate that. I'll be at whatever premiere for the C Theory and all that shit. So I'll be there to support whatever you got going on. And I appreciate you for giving me game and motivating me to start this podcast.
Man,
that's everything.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Gang shit.
Gang shit. Handshake. Let's show my hand. I was making up shit. I was going with it though. They was like, what they doing?
Right.
We ain't got one yet. We gonna have one though.
I was like, he said, let's show him our handshake. I was like, I forgot about our handshake.
We might have to have one next time, gang. Leo, gang.
Alright guys, well comment, share, subscribe, all of that.
Yeah.
We appreciate you and we love you.
All that one.
Peace out.
Peace out.